Back to the Star Spangled Tournament Expert Division weekend round, hole number 2. Here we're going to be doing a sniper bounce up shot using a Kingslayer Centurion type ball. The adjustment is P3 plus 5% mid sniper 10 numbers. P3 plus 5 mid sniper 10 numbers. Spin set is 2 top spin, 3 right spin. What I want you to keep in mind here is you'll add your 3 right spin and then push up your top spin just until you're touching the bottom of the 2 line. We don't want to pass up the 2 line and then come back down to it. That would actually give you 1 click of top spin more than you need, and it makes it a little easier to set up if you're going just to the bottom of the 2 top spin line. All right. So 3 right spin, 2 top spin, but we're going to the bottom of the 2 top spin line. What we're going to do is we're going to put the red ring on the right rough with spins added and then push it up until the ball guide is going through the center of the cup. Now you may have to shift slightly right or left to get the ball guide to go through the center of the cup, but you'll push it up. You'll see it's kind of glitchy. Make sure you're going through the cup. If you have to slide it left a little bit, slide it left a little bit. If you have to slide it right, don't be... The red ring is just a reference to get started. I put it on the rough on the right, and then I push up until my ball guide's going through the hole, and then I'll shift it slightly right or left as needed. Get the ball guide going through the center of the cup. Practice this one a couple of times. The ball guide is a little glitchy, right? So if you don't practice this setup and you get in there, it could freak you out, getting that glitchy ball guide. So practice this one. Get comfortable with getting it set up. That'll give you your best chance at a drop. There's 3 wind angles here we need to pay attention to. Anything at this, if we're looking at the bushes on the bottom, see this little bush right there? Right in front, right next to that palm tree. So anything in that bush or to the left is a tailwind angle. See this little bush right here? That's our next bush we're going to pay attention to, right? Anything inside that bush and right is crosswind. And then anything in the middle is neutral. All right? 3 major wind angles. Pay attention here. This one's a little tricky to set up, and it's a little time consuming. I definitely recommend you practice this one, okay? I'm going to go over the wind angle tweaks. So if you're in a tailwind, if your wind is 7 miles an hour or below 7 miles an hour, so 6.9 or lower, then you'll minus 0.1 from your adjustment and add 2 clicks of right curl to the standard curl set, and I'll show you that in a minute. If your wind is 7 miles an hour or more in the tailwind angle, then you will minus 0.2 from the adjustment and add 2 clicks of right curl, right? So the only tweak in the tailwind angle, there's 2, right? This one's the most complicated. If your wind is lower than 7, you minus 0.1. If it's higher than 7, you minus 0.2. And in both winds, you'll add 2 clicks of right curl. In the neutral angle, there's no change. And in the crosswind angle, you're going to just minus 2 clicks of right curl and add 1 click of overpower. All right, let's take a look at the standard setup for the curl, and you'll see why I say that you should practice this shot. So it'll let me zoom in on it. This is the standard curl and OP, all right here. So if you're in the neutral angle, this is what you want it to look like. What I'm referencing for myself is this black line on the Kingslayer ball right here. See this black line? The right side of it, I have in line with this line on this broken part of the triangle. Right there, you see they line up. right? And then I got the bottom of the ball touching the top tip of this triangle at the same time. So when I grab the ball, I'm grabbing the top left side so that my finger isn't in the way, so that I can see the bottom of the ball and use that as a reference. Now, if you have trouble with that, if you're playing on a smaller screen and your finger is too big and you can't see the bottom of the ball very well, then you can use the crown as a reference. We're just right of the last tip of the crown there, right? You can look the up and down. You see the top of the ball is touching the tip of the triangle here. Not triangle, but the tip of this line here. The top of the ball is touching that. So if you want two references on the top of the ball, you can use this one here and you can use this one here at the same time. That'll give you your curl and your power reference. This is the standard curl and power reference. So when I tell you to minus 2 clicks of curl, then for me, what I'm going to do is take the right side of this black line and I'm going to line it up with this part of the broken shot circle. Instead of the triangle, I'm going to line it up with this part, right, which is 2 clicks to the left, which is 2 clicks less curl, right? So I'm either lining it up with this or I'm lining it up with this side. That's how I do it, all right? But definitely a kind of finicky shot. Take your time, practice this one a couple times. It is a good opportunity at a drop, but it is also time consuming. So don't, by all means, don't time out here, right? If you have to, take the shot, hit great, hit good. Make sure you're walking away with no less than a birdie. It is a tough wind on a tough hole, but this, I feel, does give you the best chance at a drop. So good luck. Practice it. I hope you get the drop, and we'll see you on the next hole.